everybody, hello. It's another kerfuffle. It's a launch. It's Simon Silla Black Whale here to launch together two wonderful suppliers. That's it, Alex. You're in the boxes. You're below Mark. If you could look up, and if Mark, you could look down. If you could blow each other a kiss to show the wonderful union of suppliers. That's how I see this. That's how I see this working.
I'll go. Yeah, I think it was Fan who introduced us to GoTo, but yeah, absolutely. I think that that service of putting us in touch with providers that we didn't know about, and I think it was probably the week before you were in the Sunday Times, Alex. So it was really good timing from our perspective that Fan did that, and then we were looking through the Sunday Times growth list, and you guys were in there, and it just kind of really all came at a good time. But previous to Fan's introduction, I'd never heard or had any dealings with GoTo. Obviously, we've had the introduction, and then it's gone from strength to strength from there, really.
No, so it was fantastic. Obviously, from our perspective, we're always keen to be introduced to forward-thinking estate agents and want to work with more and more agents. So, you know, it was greatly received, the introduction. Me and Mark had an initial conversation, got on really well. And then, yeah, it was before lockdown 3, you know, I travelled up to see Mark. I had a lovely sandwich. I mean, that sandwich around the corner from where you are was phenomenal. But
remain focused, Alex. Remain focused.
We're going to talk about football. Talk about focus.
Yeah, well, we can move on to that. I think that's the next question, isn't it? And that's going to take up about half the time. No, but we've gotten incredibly well. We're both very forward thinking with where we want to move with it and the type of things we're looking to do. So it is an evolving partnership, but it's been a really positive start. And the introduction, really, really appreciated it. And it was a very good one.
So we work with established estate agents to offer basically a fixed fee selling platform, so they can go out and compete with the likes of Purple Bricks or Yoke or other online estate agents, and do so on a level playing field and earn from that part of the market. So we've got a network of 40 estate agencies that we work with, looking to grow. And in addition to all of the online fixed fee stuff, we also offer additional benefits, which is where we hope to evolve the GoTo partnership to in time as well.
Yeah, so we provide an end-to-end property solution for home movers and estate agents, consisting of 10 property services. So we felt the estate agency market and the home moving market was quite fragmented, lots of different things for people to arrange, different relationships to manage. So what we've got is an all-encompassing single platform where we can help arrange everything involved in that move. Making it easier for the agent, making it easier for the home mover. So we've obviously got our standalone referral platform, so people can, get set up and can proactively refer through our platform. We've obviously got integrations with various CRM providers as well and network providers. And really where we've gone with it over the last few months is we've started working with agents on a secondment basis. Okay. So effectively obviously managing a number of property services, we're able to almost give a member of our team to an estate agent on a secondment basis. Okay. So effectively that, there's data sharing agreements, there's a lot of things set up behind the scenes, but they then become part of that estate agency business, and they can then get set up on CRM, their own email address, and they become part of the team driving referral opportunities at the right time in the process back into GoTo.
So that's a fantastic evolution, isn't it? So that genuinely is ability, as you said, that concierge service that you've always obviously had in your kit bag, but actually to have them, really learning the business as well and everything else there, so that they become part of the fabric of that agency is a big step up as far as I can see.
That was always the case. I mean, it really pushed on and evolved over lockdown 1. People were furloughing staff, estate agents were, they didn't have as much resource. But then when the market kicks back in, it was like, what's going to happen here? So we were effectively able to say, look, we'll give you a member of our team. They're able to be a resource for your business. They're able to contact and do the referral side of things for your business and generate you income. So it worked incredibly well on the online auction side of things when that was in the first lockdown. But then obviously with the other services we offer, the more services an agent does with us, the more opportunities, the more income we can generate. And, it just allows them to say to their staff, go and concentrate on listing properties, selling properties, and the rest is taken care of. Because ultimately, when the market gets busy, people kind of forget about things like conveyancing referrals, mortgage referrals, things like that. That's one of the first things to go. So yeah, we've had really good success with it over the last few months, and a really positive start so far with Mark and Love2Move. So the Desres integration we've been working on over the last few months, and that's a launch basically at the conference on Tuesday. So really excited about that. It is fantastic, even if I say so myself. And then you're right, on Repeat, we were one of the first partners to do an app. Again, that's always, you know, based on client feedback. It's developing, it's always improving. Yeah. But you know, we've employed at the start of the year Mark Bevan.
Genuinely one of the very best, whether you call him salesperson, account manager, his tiny little head will swell to a normal size with me saying that.
But what he's obviously got a number of years. He was at Repeat. He's been in the CRM game for sort of 9 to 10 years. So what we do with the Repeat clients is he goes on the onboarding with them, sets up power reports, sets up sort of all the things that they need really, and often is giving back to the agents in terms of how to use Repeat more effectively. So
I mean, it genuinely is, you know, whether it's Dupix, he knows all the CRMs, but if it's a Dupix or it's a Repeat there, he can literally dial in. And I mean, sorry, we're getting a bit sidetracked, but I think it's absolutely vital because it'll top into what Mark's clients will get out of it as well if they are Repeat. Is, you know, he's able to show you not just how the integration will work, but how to maximize those referrals. I don't know I think we're keeping some of the stats back, but one of our Kerfuffle agency clients was working with you on a consultative project, wasn't it? And the levels of revenue you were able to predict for them, based on some quite conservative, they were quite staggering with your different levels of revenue stream, weren't they?
Yeah, so we ran a sort of, I suppose, a revenue MOT based on the fact that we'd be doing auctions, surveys, removals, and mortgages with them. They list about 140 properties a month. They sell about 100. So we were able to work out that we could earn them over the year £695,000 just from those services. So, and to be fair, that was a pretty sort of conservative approach.
Mark, we spoke about the different ways that obviously agents could work with GoTo there. What option did Love2Move go for? Was it a referral? Was it data sharing? Was it secondment? What did you look at?
Well, we actually did have a referral contract with GoTo previously, but only simply on the surveys. And I think we've done like one referral in 12 months or something like that. So when FAM made the introduction around the conveyancing, mortgages, and the removals as well, all that into the surveys, we're then offering definitely the surveys and the removals that we weren't really focusing on. So I think for us, I don't know, have I got some interference here, fellas? I can hear myself.
Yeah, you get that in relationships. Don't worry. Yeah, there's a little. don't worry. There's a bit of both, but just we can still hear you.
So we looked at all the 4 services with the appeal, and we started talking about then this idea of the secondment that Alex has talked about. And I think that was the thing that really made the difference for us. We've now got a member of their team generating instructions, generating referrals for us.
Wow.
Don't be jealous.
I didn't promise you a professional thing there.
So for us, it's the fact that we can, you know, it's additional revenue streams. So we say to our partner agents that we can add additional revenue streams to their business because they're probably not getting out to the online side of the business. Yeah. Alex, these guys at GoTo can definitely add additional revenue streams, whether that's an agent part of our network or not. And that's been the big benefit for us, adding an additional revenue stream without any cost and really easy because of this secondment relationship that we've got. So the plan is to offer this through to the agents that part of our network as well. Really easy way to increase revenue without increasing overheads. I think this is a fantastic idea.
It becomes a really powerful pitch, doesn't it, for you, Mark, at Love2Move? Because as you said, is you're giving traditional agents the ability to, not lose business based on price with your core offering, but even better than that, the ability to generate serious revenue streams off the back of it with the partnership with GOTO. So there's a powerful partnership, that, isn't it?
That's the idea. Yeah, I hope so. So I think all of them would be available. What we're doing at the moment, we're not doing the auction side of things, but we're doing surveys, removals, mortgages, conveyancing, and that's what we've got. But if any of our agents within our network wanted to take some of the others that are available, which I think is just auctions, is Alex? Unless I'm missing anything, and then more than welcome.
There's the auctions, obviously you mentioned. We've got a committed buyer service, and then there's 2 services we've recently just launched that hopefully we can bring into what we're doing, Mark, which is home insurance and Sky and broadband. So it'll just be having those will be the other 2 on top of that.
Perfect. Yeah. So look, every day's a learning day, Simon.
Well, you say that. Alex, do you ever get frustrated? I mean, one of the, I've always loved the idea of the concierge service, and I suppose one of my frustrations has been that there hasn't been mass adoption as far as I can see in terms of everyone taking it on. Or is that just because it's quite difficult to dislodge many of those relationships? Because it's a revenue earner in part of the business for someone else. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, are you really having to kind of come up with those metrics and those ROI stats to convince people that they should put their eggs in one basket? Is that how you see it's developing?
More than ever now, we're having to sort of really gather information and create an overview of what it could be worth to them. Generally, we're providing the income across each service, and then people, even if people might have in-house mortgage advisors, things like that, we can still factor in, them coming onto the panel, us driving them business still. So, we can have that open conversation about all services. I think we've had really good success since the start of the year of new startup businesses. It's an easy one for them to just say, look, we'll take it, we'll register for everything, because effectively they don't have relationships in place within a business at the moment. Yeah. But they might then say, look, we've always worked with this solicitor or this broker and we'd like them on the panel. Yeah. So we're very flexible to work with current providers that we can then add to the panel, and agents can still use them. I think really it is, we work with some fantastic agents who have got long historical relationships, or might have their own FS business, or they might have, their own, I suppose, DEA who does their EPCs, and, so they kind of take them off the table a little bit. So with some people, we're never going to get everything. But we're seeing... No, I mean, and generally what's worked well is because we obviously launched the survey service first in 2016, and we had that as the only service we were running for about 12 months. So we were working with some really good agents, some of which you'd obviously introduced us to, Simon. So again, thanks for that. And why we've been working with them as we've developed and added new products, because we're in that business and we're a trusted part of their business. It's something that then evolves and they take on more and more of our services. So even if we're working on 1 or 2, in 12 months' time, that is more than likely going to be 3, 4, or 5. Just, it's just an evolving thing. So, yeah, we've got a lot more resource now in terms of BDMs. We've taken on 4 new BDMs since the start of the year, a couple of new account managers. So having more conversations, able to get and speak to more agents about the other products will just mean more will be taking on more of the fleet of services, I suppose.
Brilliant. You launched the partnership on the 9th of February, because that stuff wouldn't go in one ear and out the other. What results have you managed to see? Is it too early days, or are you even seeing anything at this early stage?
Do you want to pick this one up, Mark?
Yeah, I think it is very much early days, Sam, but I think I mentioned that we'd done 1 survey referral with GOTO in the previous 12 months. Obviously since February, that's just grown massively. It's become, and there's still stuff in the pipeline from that, but we will probably earn more over the next 2 months from referrals than we earned in the last a 12, but we were referring mortgages, obviously not just referring mortgages and financial services, but it was never a big part of the business. Now we've got this secondment, and I know that the revenue that GoTo are able to generate for us is going to be a much bigger part of the business. So very much early days, but we know that it's something that's going to earn us, decent money over the next 12 months and beyond.
There's a lot of referrals in the hopper, so that will obviously flush through now. But me and Mark were on a call with each other the other day, and I kind of said to him, there's been 3 clients referred over on that day. Each of them for 3 products each. So on average, we're getting 3 products, I'd say, into each client that's coming across, and then it's just a case of now, converting them and converting that into income. So there's definitely
it's so important to get that early momentum as well, isn't it? Because what that will show to your colleagues in the network, Mark, isn't it, is that actually, yes, that sometimes you try new things, and if you don't get an initial a result, you can just kick it into the long grass and say it doesn't work. So to get that, showing that it works, it builds up its own momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's important that whenever we enter into a partnership like this, and our member agents can benefit from that, is that it is tried and tested. So we've done it. We know it's successful with our business, and now you can go and do it. And I think the great thing about GoTo is that, as Alex said, it could be 1 service, it could be 3, but the client, ultimately, we're making the client's life easier. And I think that, for them to have a call and to offer the concierge service whereby, they don't have to worry about surveys, they don't have to worry about removals, conveyances, or it's 1 call, it sorts it all out. And that's just fantastic for the clients, because we should be trying to make their life easier.
Yeah, well, the big thing from our initial discussions was based around the technology. Obviously, we'd just been in the Sunday Times tech track list before we picked up conversations.
I haven't heard of that.
But we were talking about how could we link it into Mark's website? How could we sort of work together and use technology to really enhance that process? So I know, Mark, you've added something to your site as well for your vendors, which they can engage with. So I don't know if you want to sort of touch on that, because that's really that's been that's something that we've you've implemented off the back of our services, which has been good.
Yeah, that goes back to the concierge service that we talked about. So obviously our process is quite different to a traditional high street estate agent. We're putting buyers and sellers in direct contact, so our contact with clients isn't as much as a traditional agency. So therefore, the referrals maybe aren't as easy to come across. So there's a commons really work for that, but also Alex mentioned before trigger points. So we've built in, and this isn't fully developed yet. So we're probably yet to see some of the fantastic results that we think we'll get from this. But we've built in the trigger point, so that it's really easy for the clients to basically click to get a quote, and they can self-quote, they can self-instruct, they can do it all from within our portal. And when we're taking instructions from clients, so we take payment up front, there's just a little button on our website now that just says, free of charge, concierge service, and let us do the heavy lifting for mortgage, conveyance, surveys, removals. So literally at a click of a button, they can go straight into GoTo, and it's all automated. And as I said before, for me, big thing that we should be focusing on as agents is making clients' life as easy as possible. And by putting it online for all types of clients that like the online functionality, it just makes perfect sense for us.
I think the last 12 months, obviously, people have been really engaging with online processes. I probably have the Amazon driver. The Amazon driver comes to my door at least 5 times a day, and I'm ordering that stuff.
Is that when you're out there?
Fun? Is that when you're out there? But I think we'll generally see more of that stuff, and that's some of the stuff we're trying to do with Mark, which is almost Amazon-esque processes, where if we've got 10 products, a client might be able to use a shopping basket to say they want this, and it's just no more than 3 clicks. They've ordered what they want, and it's an easy process.
The problem is, Alex, isn't it? It's actually, we're ahead of the curve at the moment, but if you can quite easily get caught behind this, that's going to become an expectation rather than being delighted fairly soon, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't be. We can't be Arsene Wenger. We can't do what we do and then stick to what we know. We need to evolve and evolve and evolve.
For me, it's about furthering the online integration that we talked about, because that's very much its early stages, and continuing with the secondment. We, as you two both know, we've got a high street agency as well, Moving Works. So we're moving Works over to GoTo as well. And then it's about speaking to our partner agents about it from my perspective. And as Alex said before, we've got a really good relationship. We really trust the service, and I think it's a real potential revenue earner from our partner agents. So that's what we'll be looking to integrate.
Well, from our side, I mean, the tech side is massive, and there's lots of stuff being developed on coming soon, kind of thing. And then we just want to grow with Mark's network and work with him closer, because there's obviously so much scope and so much scalability with what he does. So yeah, that's from my side.
Excellent. Well, look, guys, thank you for the update today. Sounds very exciting. When you've got the a bit further developed as well with more clients on board, let's get a few of those on and talk about their actual experiences. I think that's always really innovative to understand how the clients end up doing it, because I think they always throw a few surprises in, don't they, in finding new ways to find benefits for this. Okay, guys, fantastic tie-up. Really glad we could help in it, whatever little part we were able to do with that. And as we said, let's catch up in the future.
Yeah, the pubs.